Hello and welcome to another modxtutorials.com video tutorial. In this tutorial I would like to show you how to set up a basic template setup for MODx. So once you start with MODx and you have installed the CMS system, the correct steps to get off to a good start working with your HTML and CSS. So a good basic template. First of all, if you don't know maybe what is MODx? MODx is a content management system. It's free, it's very flexible, and it's really good if you need some system to manage your website, or if a user needs to control their website, to easily change pages, or to simply have administrators or editors. Then MODx is a really good choice. It's flexible, it's free. I really advise it. Alright. I'm assuming in this tutorial that you already installed MODx. If you don't know how to, please go to MODx website or go to my website, designfromwithin.com. I have videos there explaining how to install MODx. But I have installed MODx on a subfolder of my website called MODx website. And as you can see, if I go to the manager here from MODx website, I have a fresh install of MODx. This is what you see in the newest version, 2.0.7 public license. There is just one page, the home page, as you can see here, and if I open that one, I don't see anything. This is normal, because if we look into the code using Firebug, which is a really good system to check out your code, you do see that there is HTML, HTML5. There's a head with a title. That's why it shows here. There's a base href, so it knows where the base URL is. And there's actually a body, but there's no content in it. So we're going to check that out. So you have a fresh install, and we don't have anything else yet. Okay, so we will need a template. If you go to Elements, you will see here Templates. And there's already a base template installed. That's the one that's being used right now. If you click on it, you can check out the code. This looks okay, it's kind of nice, and if you know HTML, there are certain codes you don't know, you might not know. Site name, but as you might guess, this is like a dynamic calling for MODx. This will put here in the place of it the site name, here the page title, and here the URL of the site, and here content. So let's do that. Let's go to our page, go back up to resources, click on home, and let's just add some very basic content down here. This is some basic content, just like that, and press save. If we now go here and refresh, there's the content. So that's easy it is how to manage your website once you have it installed. Alright, but this is of course not a correct template, and we need to add some more stuff. So open your code editor. I like to use Notepad++. It's free as well. Just Google it, Notepad++. It's really nice. I also added a skin to give it some nice colors. And I'm going to use this template. It's a little bit different than the previous one. I'm adding a profile for XFN. This is a really advanced way of using your code. You don't need to add this, you can just remove it if you want, like this. I like to keep it in, it's just to be cutting edge, as we say. This will automatically detect if you have, for instance, like a family member, like a name in your code. It will find out what it is. If you don't want to know more about it, just go to this website or type in Google XFN. Alright, this is good to do. Meta content, and as you can see, we put in a MODx variable here, MODx char set. This will add certain characters of our website to the content type, so that's really useful. Another one is base ref, that's already in there. It's the site URL, so that's the basic URL of our website. It's always good to give that as a base. The title, of course, very important for SEO, and well, the website should have a name. And this is our head. Then we have a body and simply some content. So that's really easy to use like this. So let's copy all this code, open our MODx template, go to Elements, and let's create a new template. I'm going to call it my template. Just a nice MODx template, something like that, and simply paste in the code and press save. Now you will see a new template here, my template. If you now go to resources and click on home, we can select a different template down here. Now there's my template, as you can see. So select that one. I want to change and press save. And if we now refresh, there should be more code down here. As you can see, there's now some meta content added. Now that we have some content, let's add a title to our page, because as you can see, there's no title here. If you want to add a title, that's called a template variable name. So content is a template variable. If we want to add a title, it's really easy. Just let's create some h1 tags, add dash star page title, and close them. Let's copy all this code, go to our MODx system, open our template, my template, and replace this code. And if we now refresh, there's the title. Where does it get this title? This title is coming from simply our page, home. This is home. So this is, if I call this our page, it changes in our page. And as you can see in the code, it's nice between h1 tags. So that's really good. So that's the basics of a MODx template. We can create this. But you already noticed it's kind of tedious to copy paste every time. If you have to change it here, and you have to copy and paste it into the MODx system, editing code inside the MODx system, like this, is not that easy. This is not as friendly to use as this one. So how do we make a dynamic connection? To add text or HTML code dynamically, I wrote a post about this on my blog, Designed from Within. It's called Include Template HTML Code Dynamically in MODx Revolution. Well, the title says it all, I think. It's kind of easy. This information, by the way, comes if you go down from the MODx forum, as most of the information is to be found there. It's simply a little bit of PHP code that will include the file. So let's get this code, copy it, and we need to create what's called a snippet, and the snippet should be called include template. So let's go to our backend, and if you see here, here's a new item, a new snippet. If you click on it, it will already tell you what it is. Snippets are raw PHP code. So simply paste this code in and select the name of it, include template. Dynamic include of template code. Let's call it like that. And just look at this code. In this case, it's called my template HTML. But if we go to our folder, in my case, I've called a template MODx. We haven't even created a template. We just have copy and pasted this file. So let's create a template. I like to put my templates, this is the root of our website, into the folder. Let's move it here, assets, and I'd like to create a new folder called templates. And in this template, I will create a folder called my template. And this code I will save as, let's find my site, excuse me, assets, templates, my template. And I'm going to save it as index.html. Just going to save it like that. So now, if I remove this, I can close this one as well. In this folder there's an index.html. Let's start with that. So in my case it's called my template with a dash index.html. What it does, it finds the base path of the website and goes to the folder assets templates. If you choose a different path you can do that, but please change this route as well. If it doesn't find anything, that's what this means, then it will say missing template file. But if it does, it will include the object. That's what this code does. So let's save this code. The snippet is successfully saved. The next step is to, if you go down here, include that code into our own template. So copy this code, include template, and simply go to our page, to our template, sorry, elements, my template, and instead of that code, simply paste this code. And we need to change the path here as well. So here it should be index.html. So this says simply inject this code into this space. And finally, of course, we will need to add our template to our online space. So go to assets, templates. Oh, sorry, templates is not there yet. As you can see, this is our online space. This is our desktop space. I'm using Fire FTP, by the way, a very nice plugin for Mozilla Firefox. I like it a lot, but there are a lot of other different FTP programs should you choose to use a different one. Simply gonna add this online, and now if I save this, clear my cache, and if I refresh, nothing should change. And the beautiful thing now is if I change any code of our template, so let's open our template file, so assets templates my template. If I edit this, let's just do add some demo code, save, and if I upload this now, and clear our cache, by the way, that's always important. It's added, as you can see, without changing the template itself into the MODx system. So that's dynamic, that's really easy. You might also say, well, that clearing the cache is really annoying. We can disable the cache, that's not so difficult. Just go to System, System Settings, and here you can filter by area, that's really easy. And here's caching. If you scroll down a bit, cacheable by default, and if you select no, then this should be fine. So now if we change it back, save, and upload it again, it should change without clearing the cache, as you can see. Please remember to turn it on again if the site is live and finished, because it will really speed up your site for many users. So that's a good idea to do. Alright, so we now have a dynamic template which is dynamically loaded in our MODx system, and well, we've made a good start. And next we will add a link to the CSS, and so we can begin styling our website. Adding CSS is not very difficult. If we look at a previous post of mine, if you go to designfromwithin.com and go to blog, you will find a post of mine called Free SEO Optimized HTML5 Template for MODx Revolution. So I created a basic template, and it's actually what we are now building, and it just is a good start. If you want to create a website in MODx and you need a clean start, this is a good template to use. It's HTML5, so it's up to date, it's optimized for SEO, and it has all kinds of good stuff in it. So please check that out. If you go to the post, you can scroll down, the steps are there, and you can download the code you want. I already downloaded the code. I put it on my homepage. So let me show you. It's this file, MODx Revo Start Template. And in it you get like a basic structure for a MODx template. And this file, the MODx Revo Start Template, is this file. I commented a lot of it. So let's add some of this to our template. First of all, it's an HTML5 code with this. In the head, there's some strange code. XFN. Oh, actually, I already have that. I explained that to you. Sorry. I'm not going to repeat myself. It does the same here as well. It has a title, a site name, and a page title dynamically from MODx. So let's copy that. It might be better. Site name and a page title. So we have that. Next, there's this content type, MODx char set, and we already have that here. So that's good. The next one is a description. We need a nice description for Google. So let's copy that code and paste that below the title. Now we have a nice description. This description is a MODx code again, and this will be generated from your backend. If you go to your site and you go to your page, you will see here description, and this is the title that will be there. As you can see, you see the code there, description. So that's really nice. Next one is keywords. Keywords are also really important. Let's copy that one as well, and let's add it. I separated the keywords. These are keywords, these first two, that will be used on every page of my website. And this one is what we call a MODx variable, a template variable. Keywords is a variable that we will create in the backend, and then after that you can assign from the manager for each page keywords that are specific to that page. So if you combine these two, then you get a really nice combination of keywords and therefore a nice SEO. So that's a good one to do. The base ref we already have right here. The favicon, that's the small image you see here, like here and there. That's called a favicon. So let's add that as well. Get the link, copy it, put it in your index below the meta. This link is important. This is, as you can see, site URL. It's the same as the base ref, so it says go to the root of my site, then go to assets, templates, MODx Revo start template. We're going to create that folder. Then go to images, site favicon.ico. Well, let's change this one right now, because that's the name I'm using, MODx Revo start template. But if you can see here, we just called it my template. So let's change that right now. That's simply my template. And there should be a file, images, site favicon. So let's create that as well. My template, and we need to create a folder, images, and then a folder site. I like to separate them. In the folder site, I put all the images that are not going to, like a logo, a background, stuff like that. And in here now I can put all the variable images later. So that's a nice structure, I think. Okay, now we will need a favicon. If you downloaded the code, I already put a favicon in there for you. This is the new MODx logo. You can use that one, or you can create your own. Just type in Google favicon generator, and you will find several websites where you can create your own favicon. So let's paste that in as well. So now we have a favicon. Okay, next we have the reset CSS. This is not, I really advise you to use a reset CSS. A reset CSS basically sets all of the settings of your website to 0. It creates a blank, clean canvas on which you can build your website. It puts all the margins and paddings to a normal level. It's just useful to have. So I'm going to add that, reset CSS. And you can see it's the same thing here, site URL, assets, templates, and this should be now my template. And in your case, you might have to change it to the name of your template. Okay, and we need a file, because we have a folder CSS with a reset CSS. So let's create that. In my template, create a folder CSS, and if you downloaded the files of my site, you will get a folder here, MODx Revos template. There's a folder CSS, and copy that file. So now we can go to my template, CSS, paste it in. So that's good. Okay, next is the style sheet itself, the main style sheet. You can use any name you want. I usually use style.css. I think that's quite common, but you can use any you want, of course. Put it below reset CSS. That's kind of important. And I like to put it in the root of my site. Some people put it in the CSS folder. I just like it to put it in my templates folder. So we need a file called style CSS. You can take the style CSS I have in the example on my website, style CSS. If we open it, I added some basic styling. You don't need to. You can change this, of course, if you want. I just put in some basic styling for paragraphs, for links, for a hover effect, some basic styling for the headers, different sizes. I gave the body a slight gray background. I made sure that the navigation will have a basic styling, just float to the left and be in line. And the container will be a width of 960. And that's what I mean, like 920 plus 20 pixels on the right and 20 pixels on the left. There's a small margin on top and bottom, and the background color is white. And this one is important, clear both. That way we can make sure that certain elements on the page are separated from each other. You can try it, check it out. I think it's a good way to start with. If you don't want to, you can just add your own CSS, of course. So I'm gonna copy this one as well. Copy this CSS and add it to our own template, just in the root. So now we have an index, a style, images, and CSS. What's next? In our other example, there's some JavaScript, jQuery. I'm a really big fan of jQuery. It's a way of writing JavaScript, and you can do a lot of nice things on your website. But you might not need it. So at the moment we won't need it, so I'm just not going to add it. So that's an option. And this one is the latest download from Google, or actually from jQuery.com. So that's really good. So you decide if you want to add it or not. You can also use any other CSS or JavaScript, of course. The rest we already did. This is a bit extra code to have a logo and a title on your website. Take a look at it. We're going to do that later. But this is important, the navigation. We will need a navigation, of course. In our own website we don't have any navigation yet. So let's copy this code and I'll explain it in a second. Let's copy it from here. A clear both div. This will separate this section from the section above it. And the nav. Copy. And just add it below the page title. Actually no, let's not add it below the page title. Let's add a div. Just add it above it. Sorry. And make sure it's aligned correctly. And you can remove this text. I like to keep a bit of structure, so I like to keep this comment here that to clearly show that this is the div navigation, and here it ends. Also I like to keep everything nicely in line, so this is the way to do it. Okay, what is Wayfinder? Wayfinder is an extra option you can install on your MODx installment, and it will dynamically create all your navigation for you. It's really useful. I added here a really basic setting for it. What this simply says is start RD is 0. That means it will start at the root of your website, so any page will be included. Sort by is the order of the menu, and this is menu index. You can set this yourself from the manager. That way you can decide the order of your navigation. The text of links, this is the name of each page, and I'm choosing to use the page title here. You can use the long title as well, or anything, or some other options, but this is most common, I think. And the here class is very useful. This way, if you click on a link and you go to a certain page, the name of that page inside your navigation will get a class added to it. And in this case I use the class current, so that way you can easily style any tab or navigation item that you are at the moment. So that's really useful. Okay, so we have added Wayfinder, but we of course will need Wayfinder in our MODx system. So let's go to our MODx, to our backend, go to System, Package Management, click on it, and click on Add a new package. I already previously installed it, yours will be empty. If you click on Add a new package, you can select a provider, click Next, click down on modxcms.com, click Next again, and you will probably find it in most popular, Wayfinder, but otherwise you can search for it of course. And then if you click on Wayfinder, you can download it here. I already downloaded it, so you just have to click on download and maybe confirm at a certain point. Once you have it, you can click on install right here. Agree to the terms, next. You can read through if you want, but you won't need to. Click on next and it will install it for you. Click on OK, and yes, you can see it is installed. If you now go to Elements, you will see here snippets, and you will see a new one, Wayfinder. So that's just a confirmation that Wayfinder is installed. Alright, that does it for the Wayfinder. If you go back to our code, let's check out my startup code. Is there anything else we will need? At the moment not really, I think. I added a footer. Maybe that's useful. We don't really have a footer, so that could be useful. So copy this code. Again, I clear both div, it's useful. And copy this. And below the content we will add a footer. This tag footer is HTML5. Usually you would add a div called footer, but in HTML5 you can actually declare this is a footer, and you can do the same thing for above here. You can say this is a header. So let's do that as well. Header, and the header ends after the navigation. Header. Once we do that, it's nice to do like this. And above the header, we would like to have a logo, the site name, of course, that's really important. So let's add some h2 tags. And if you go to my template, you will see a header here, and I've added this, a logo with a site name in it. I will explain it in a second. Just copy that code, remove this, and just add it like that. As you can see, there's a div called logo. I actually need to close this one. I didn't copy everything, I think. Yeah, like this. And in it, there's a div called logo, as I explained. I can remove this one actually. In it, there's a h2 tag. So it's an important tag, but not as important as the name of the title of the page. I think that's a logical suggestion. And there's a link, and it goes to our base of the site. So the name of the site will go back to the main page. That's always useful to have. The ID is the name of the site again. And the alt tag, the mouse over, is go to the name of the site homepage. So that's useful. And I've added a class logo that will make it easy to add your image to that. Inside the link, I've added the name of the site again, and I've closed the link tag and closed the h2 tag. So we have a logo, a clearing div, a navigation. That's our header. Then we have a page title, a content, another clearing div, and our footer. That's our page for now. We need one more thing, and that's some JavaScript, because we are using HTML5. It's really modern and it's really nice, but there's a problem with it. Internet Explorer and some old versions of Firefox don't recognize this tag header and this tag footer. But luckily there's a good fix for that. If you go to my folder, my code of the Revo start template, At the bottom, before the closing body tag, you will see a script link. Copy that, go to your code, and before the closing of the body, add that script. And we have to change something, the root of course again, so it's not MODx Revo start template, but it's my template. JS, custom JS. So we need to create a file and a folder for that. Let's do that right now. In my template, create a folder JS. If you look in our code from the downloaded files, you see a folder JS and a folder and a file custom JavaScript. Copy that code, you can close this, open your JavaScript folder in the my template and paste it in. If we open it, you will see some simple basic code. First of all, that you can add your own code here. I just added some comments, and this is needed for the HTML5 as I put down here. And this code is coming from this URL, HTML5 enabling script. It works really well. It's from Remy Sharp, so check out this link if you want to know more about it, but it just works, so you can just add it to your code. So what we're saying is, once you've loaded all of our page code, then add some JavaScript that we will declare right here. It's always useful to separate your JavaScript from your basic HTML code. It just makes it easier to manage. So that's it for now. This is our main code for our templates. So let's save it. And let's select it all, copy, go to your site, go to Elements, My Template, and oh, of course, we already dynamically edited the page. So I only have to save it, and now I only have to upload it, of course. So let's upload, override it. But if we refresh here, we've added a lot of other stuff. So let's add all of the files now, including the folders with the CSS, the images, the JavaScript, and the style CSS. Add it all online, so now it's online. And if I'm correct, if I refresh, the page should look quite different already, but not exactly as I expected yet. And that's because in our CSS file, if I open the CSS, in my template, style CSS, I've actually declared a container for our total site, and I haven't done that in our code yet. So let's, at the beginning of the body tag, let's add a div called container, and just before the end of the footer, after the end of the footer, paste that in. So this is our container tag, so it's just an area around all of our site code. I like to add a comment here, just so I know this is the end of the container. And now if I save this and upload it, our page should change a bit. It does not. Let me check. A div called container, and our code says container. Let me see for a second. We might need to refresh, clear our cache probably. That could be it. It's actually good that you see this. This is the way you sometimes run into small problems. As you can see, the cache had to be cleared. You might be able to see there's a small difference in color, and our styling has changed a little bit. And we have a navigation here. That's new. But I don't like that our title is next to the navigation. That's not correct. So let's look at our code. We have the navigation here, and we don't have a clearing div after the header. So let's copy this div, the clear both div, and after the header simply add that one, clear div, and save it. If we now upload it and clear our cache, that's better. Let me show you how the navigation now works. We have one page, so the navigation isn't much yet. But if we go to resources and select a new document, and we're gonna use the page my template, the template, and let's call this portfolio, for instance, and the long title is "This is the portfolio page." Portfolio page. Let's just add some content here. The menu index is 2. We want this to be our second menu item. This is the portfolio page. Alright, save it. And now it's, as you can see, it's not the same type yet, and that's because it's not published. You could do like this, publish, then save, or you can right click on it and click on publish. That makes the page be active online. And now if we refresh, there's a new item. The Wayfinder edition has created this navigation item for us, and if you click on it, the page changed, as you can see. So that's really useful, really easy. If you look at the code, you can see that Wayfinder adds a class of first to the first item, last to the last item. This can be very useful if you want to have some specific styling. And you see the class current that we added to our Wayfinder settings to the current page. So if I now click on our page, you will see the tag current to our page right here. So this is perfect for styling your navigation. Alright, if you remember, there's one more thing we need to add. We added some keywords here for our SEO. How do we add those? This is called a template variable, so we need to create that one. Go to elements, and go to this one, new template variable, and let's add this template. It's called keywords. Very simple. We can page specific keywords, let's call it that, page specific keywords, and the input type is simply text. Output type, it can be default, it's no problem. Give it a sort order of 1 and click on this tab, template access, and simply select our own template and press save. If you now go to our page, any page, let's go to our page, and you click on template variables, you will see a new item, keywords, and here we can add our keywords. Keyword 1, keyword 2. Let's save it, refresh our page, and now if you look in our code, in the header, in the head, we should see meta content, keywords, as you can see, and here they are added. Keyword 1, keyword 2, main keyword, my website. These are the other keywords that we already added here into the code. So that's really, really easy to use. We have a description as well. Let's check if that's there. Meta content, a nice description. Title, MODx Revolution, our page. It's called MODx Revolution because we didn't change the title of our website yet on the back end, which we can of course. And the rest of it is simply nicely created. There's a nice favicon here, as you can see. So everything works just the way we want. Well, this is the good start of our template. We have a nice template here. We can actually remove the base template. Actually, let me explain one more thing. If you create a new page, you have to select the template you want to use every time, and that's kind of annoying. To change that, we go to System Settings, and you can click on Filter by Area, and let me check where it is. Site, I believe. Yes, default template. And here, if you click on it, you can click on the one, double click on it, and here you can select our own template, default template. So that's a useful one to know. And now if we create a new page, it will automatically have It does not have. Let me check settings. Maybe it didn't save. Site default template. Why is not? Now it's saved, I believe. So now if we create a new page, it should have my template exactly. So that's correct. And once we've done that, we can simply remove the old template because we don't need that anymore. Alright, this was the introduction. This was a basic MODx template setup. I hope you found it useful. Please comment on my website, designfromwithin.com, and hope to see you soon. Thanks for watching.